Hello. Today I'm going to review one of my favorite all-time games. It's a game called Digimon World 1 for PS1. And compared to other games in the Digimon franchise, I would say this is probably the best when you take in consideration that it's so early. And when you compare just the quality of it to other games of that era, which was 1988, no, 1998, sorry. The graphics are so much better. The movement is much more realistic. So it it one of the one of the biggest plus with this game is it has a lifespan, which means that your Digimon in the game is going to grow older and older and older if you take care of it, and you can evolve it. One of the downsides of the game though is after you've finished the story about 7 or 8 times, you're gonna get a little too familiar with the map, and you're gonna learn a little too much where the characters in the game are, and that will annoy some people a bit. However, there is somewhere around a total of 75 Digimon in the game that you can become yourself. So that part never gets old, exploring with that Digimon and always growing your Digimon stronger. You know, you can take your Digimon's max health to 9,999. So there's really no limits for what you can do. And the map is a game that early. The map is actually very very big, and there's a lot of places to discover. And I remember that the first time I played this game, it was buggy as shit to find out. I mean, there's no external map like. Wait a minute. Shh. Like for example, with Grand Theft Auto 5, it comes. I don't know if it's in here right now. No, but when you open it, you get that little sexy lady right there. This thing came with DLC. You will find also a map of the entire game, and that doesn't happen with this. And you can't find the map of the game on the internet. There is no map of this game. That's one thing they could have added, because at one point to simply progress in the game, you have to go to a place called Grand Canyon, where there's supposed to be an invisible bridge. And if you haven't done your research like I hadn't, I think we were 7 or 8 years old at the time. I spent like a month even finding the place, let alone finding the bridge. But all in all, this game is incredible. Some Digimons are stronger, some Digimons are weaker. You will get to experience that. There's some places, definitely, even if you do the most of research, there are some places you're gonna have to go back on the internet and search for that specific problem. But I have one encouraging word for everyone who wants to buy this or had just bought it or something. Every obstacle you're gonna encounter in there is, yes, possible. There is no troll trick in there that one of the things you're supposed to do is not possible. It actually is. One of the biggest main problems is big Digimon. If you get like Metal Greymon or Tyrannomon, those are probably the two biggest eaters in the game. There's 3 different sides of meat, as you recruit more Digimon, the meat is going to change size. There is small meat, there is mega meat, and then there is big giant meat. I don't know, I can't remember, it's a while since I last played it. And it fills your Digimon quite well. The the mega meat, I would say a Tyrannomon could easily chow down on 10 of those to get full. For the big giant meat, as I'm calling it now, I know it's not what it's called, but I would say 3 of those maybe. And the small meat, I once experienced my Metal Greymon. I think it was like 19 of those it took to get him full back then. And meat is it where you can't get meat. You can only get meat 2 places in the game, as far as I remember, and that's in your own city by the meat farm, or at the Gear Savannah. I'm not English is not my first language. I think you can tell, but and they cost so much money. It's insane. Although money is something you're gonna come by very very quick in the game. Some guys you only get $50 for. They are called bits in the game, but I just call them dollars to keep it real for myself. Get $50 for beating somebody you get 5,000 for. But a lot you have to be prepared. And my best advice: search on the internet if you can't figure it out yourself. Try and set the game in the machine and simply try it out. Now, I'm not a web genius and I can't link to stuff down in the description below, but if I could, there would be a link to eBay. eBay is the place to buy this stuff, alright? I have seen a few copies of it on Amazon, but they are extremely expensive, upwards of sometimes $75 to $100. Whereas on eBay, they are also expensive, but we're down in $25 to $50. And the PS1, you come across them sometimes on flea markets for. I think my mom bought my PlayStation to me for me when I was 7 years old, and she got it at a flea market for, let's see, it's been around $50 she paid for it. It wasn't that much money she gave, but you know, let's rate this game. I will give this game 4 out of 5 stars because it doesn't have a map and it can get a little tiring because it's a big map for the time, yes, but when you look at Digimon World 3, it's very small. Digimon World 3, another game that I would like to review in the future, but it's probably in my mind the best game out of the entire franchise. Doesn't have the best storyline, but it's the game that sets you most personal up with the Digimon itself, and that's a factor you have to take into consideration. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, leave a like down there. It'll really help me. If you aren't a subscriber there yet, then it's up to you if you want to subscribe, because I don't post videos that often, and most of the stuff I post is nothing but little Danish vlogs, so there's nothing in it really. But I'm gonna do a few game reviews, and I'm gonna do some weapon reviews, and simply some company reviews. And when I get finished with all of that, I'm gonna be playing some bluegrass on here. So sit back, enjoy, leave a like or subscribe if you want. Thanks for watching.